Another 21 years of being a Catholic and combining all of this new thought along with it. It's on March 13th. If anyone's interested in Norma's program, Journey to Completion, see Jane back there. One more announcement. We have to get on with the program. Very brief. Two sentences.
Are you going to be announcing about Patricia Keel here next week?
It will be on our email list. And
I'd like to just briefly make an announcement that Patricia Keel, who founded the Unity Church in Berkeley, she is now a oneness meditator, and she is channeling this, she's not channeling, she is being able to transmit this very powerful awakening energy. She's going to be leading the service next week, and just to bring your attention to that.
Right. Thank you. Norma will be here for that, but not speaking. Okay, thank you. Well, I want to now be able to introduce our wonderful speaker and musician today, Laura Derocher. Laura is an inspirator. That is, she inspires people with her entertainment. She is a coach, a trainer, a speaker, a singer, a songwriter, a performer, an interfaith minister, and many, many more things. We love having her here. We're excited to have her here every time she's here. And she's going to be talking today about dark sides and light chasers. Now, many of you are familiar with Debbie Ford's book, The Dark Side of the Light Chasers, and that Debbie Ford graduated from this planet last Sunday. So Laura's going to be exploring a little bit about that, about embracing the shadow parts. So even though a lot of these chairs look empty, there are shadows in every one of them. We have a full house. So please give a warm welcome to Laura and Richard Williams. Thank you, Donna. Good morning.
Good morning. Woo! Say good morning with me. Good morning. Oh, we're going to wait just a minute on that, but you can noodle underneath if you want. So, do I look any different to you today than I usually do? Anybody brave enough to tell me why? No makeup. No makeup. Did the hair right out of the shower, let it air dry. Showing my widow's peak. Natural, oh natural, baby. Here's what happened. A couple weeks ago I had coffee with somebody who was sitting in these seats a couple weeks ago and heard me speak in December, and so we're having coffee in January and getting to know each other for the first time, and she said to me, "Gosh, you're so different than I thought you were." And I said, "Really? What's that?" She said, "Well, I just thought you were so conservative." Really? She said, "Yeah, I thought you might even be homophobic. You were so conservative." I'm like, homophobic? Wow. I'm a theater person. How could I possibly be homophobic? I love everybody. I don't care who they love. And I got to thinking, wow, what is this persona I must project, at least to certain people, being, is it polished? Is it chic? I did live in Chicago for a while. What is it? So I decided to take the mask off today and just come here. And I have to tell you, it was the easiest prep of the morning I've had in a long time. Like, I envy men, man. Just get out of the shower and go, right? It was so great. So I stand here today as naked as I legally can be with you all. I'm here to shock you today. In sign language, S-H. S-H, do this with me. A fist with your thumb in front, that's an S. And then H is out to the side with two fingers. S-H. So when I do this, I want you to say, show your shadow. All right? So I'll do this, and then we'll do it together. Show your shadow. And let me shock you. All right. All right. So we're going to shock each other a little bit today. But the lesson in this, too, was what is the shadow of being coiffed and polished and made up and the whatever mask I wear as an inspirator around this town, or just to go to the co-op? What is that mask, and what's the shadow of it? And for me, the shadow was I can be vain. I can be vain. God, I hate to say it. I hate to admit it. But there's this piece of me that wants to look pretty and, present this face, right? So that's part of my shadow that I've been working with. And And Donna already told you the title of this, Dark Sides and Light Chasers. And I'll be getting into a little bit about Debbie's book. Debbie Ford, well, I'll talk about her in a minute. She's a wonderful, wonderful luminary for us. But it's about, instead of denying and pushing away, and I'm not that because I'm a light worker. I'm fabulous, and I'm leading the way, and I'm an edge walker, and I am peace and love, right? Which I am most of the time, right? And God, I get pissy sometimes, and I'm just impatient, and I can be vain, and I can be nasty, and I can be down and dirty and other things, and so can y'all. And I think it's time that we're being called right now as edge walkers to show that more. To show that we know we have shadows, to show that we are integrating those shadows, to show that we are owning the gifts in those shadows. We're claiming the gifts in those shadows. So that's why I'm here today, and I think what it leads to, according to Debbie and my own experience, what it leads to is a greater sense of freedom and peace to just be, to be who we are, to walk through the world without worrying so much about, will so-and-so see that I have this little nasty thing back in my closet, back over here, right? To walk in peace and comfort in the world and be fully human. So that's why we're talking about this today, and it's kind of funny that we are and funny that I am, because this is Norma's, this is her brand of work. This is what she does, is shadow work. So I'll just continue her work while she's gone. All right, so I just want to call your attention to what I'm wearing. I'm wearing white and black, and then this little thing is this raspberry sort of luscious, this makes life luscious, like a yummy fruit, okay? So when you tie it all together, the shadow and the light, you get the yumminess out of life. That's the deal here. Got it? Yummy, all right. So let's stand up and get some energy flowing, and let's give it up for our own Richard Williams over here. And our lovely Donna on drums. I am free, I am unlimited, there are no chains that bind me. You'll get this, just sing along when you get it. Oh! I am free, I am unlimited, there are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited, right now, right now. I am free, I am unlimited, there are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited, right now, right now. Put your hands together. I am unlimited, there are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited, right now, right now. I am free, unlimited, there are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited, right now. Let your body be free, move it. I am free, I am unlimited, there are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited, right now, oh, right now. I am free, unlimited, there are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited, right now, right now. Oh, you all rock. Richard Williams, you rock, man. Show me your shadow. Show Show me the shadow. I want you right now. That was awesome. Feel good?
Yeah, thank you.
I feel good.
Don't encourage us.
Don't encourage me. Encourage me. All right. I want you to think of something you really like about yourself. That is of the light, of the white, of the good. Just one thing. Just hold it in your mind. You don't have to tell anybody, but I want you to hold it in your mind for right now. Now, looking at the shadows is part of a journey to wholeness. Carl Jung is one of the first people that introduced this concept to us. And Norma Burton carries out his legacy a lot in her shadow work. And Debbie Ford's book is based on that shadow work too. Carl Jung said, the shadow are those parts of our personality that have been rejected out of fear, ignorance, shame, or lack of love. Let me say that again. The shadow are those parts of our personality that have been rejected out of fear, ignorance, shame, or lack of love. The shadow is the person you'd rather not be. So, Debbie Ford, lovely woman, made her transition, walked on last Sunday at the age of 57. She had been dealing with cancer for several years. In fact, her doctor back in 2010 told her, get your affairs in order because you only have a little bit of time left. And she said, F you, basically. I'm going to live a while. She did. She lasted 3 more years with us, walking with us. So I wanted to pay homage to Debbie today because this book, The Dark Side of the Light Chasers, Reclaiming Your Power, Creativity, Brilliance, and Dreams, shifted my life big time. How many of you, let me see a show of hands, have read or worked with Debbie? Oh, just a few of you. Okay. So look at how thin it is. Get this book and read it. It's going to change your life. Now, Debbie, I met Debbie in Chicago about 10 years ago when she was on book tour, and I thought she was the real deal. I just sensed she walked her talk. She didn't just talk her talk. And I know she's done wonderful work with people, and a lot of people in this town, Ashland, actually know her quite well. A lot of my friends know her very well. Donna, do you know her well?
No, but
Neil does. And one of her friends, not Neil, but one of her friends told me Debbie can be a real bitch. And, I hear, whoa, she just passed away, Laura, let's be nice, right? But I say that partly because Debbie writes about it in her own book, so I want to read this to you. You like the glam glasses, though? You're not going to wear makeup, at least have really good bling going on. All right. I'm going to read you about a page and a half, so just know that's how much I'm going to read because it sets the tone for the whole morning, okay? This is out of her introductory chapter. She writes, it seems unbelievable that for 11 years someone could go to group therapy, codependency treatment, she's talking about herself, okay, 12-step meetings, visit hypnotists and acupuncturists, experience rebirth, jump off mountains, attend transformational seminars, Buddhist retreats and Sufi retreats, read hundreds of books, listen to visualization and meditation tapes, and still hate part of who she is. All that time, all that money, and I knew my work was still not done. Anybody relate to this? Then finally something clicked. I was at a leadership intensive seminar led by a woman named Jan Smith. In the middle of the seminar, I was standing up in front of the group speaking when suddenly Jan looked at me and said, "You're a bitch." My heart sank. How did she know? I knew I was a bitch, but I had been trying desperately to get rid of this part of myself. I had worked so hard to be sweet and generous, to compensate for this awful trait. Then, dispassionately, Jan asked me why I hated this part of myself. Feeling small and stupid, I told her it was the part of me that caused me the most shame. I said that being a bitch had only brought myself and others pain. Then Jan said, "What you don't own owns you." I could see how being a bitch owned me. I worried about it all the time, but I still didn't want to own it. "What's so good about being a bitch?" she asked. Okay, so she said, "What's so good about being a bitch?" As far as I could see, there was nothing good about it. But then she said, "If you were building a house and the contractors were running over budget and they were 3 weeks late, do you think it would help to be a little bitchy?" Of course, I said yes. "When you need to return merchandise in your business, does it help to be a bitch sometimes?" Okay, yeah. Jan asked me if I could see how that being a bitch at certain times was not only useful, but a great quality to possess if you wanted to get things done in the world. Suddenly, this part of myself, which I had tried desperately to hide, deny, suppress, was set free. My whole body felt different. It was as if I had just dropped a 100-pound weight from around my neck. Jan had taken this aspect of myself and showed me that it was a gift, that it was not something to feel shameful about. If I allowed it to exist, I wouldn't have to act it out. If I allowed it to exist, I wouldn't have to act it out. I would be able to use it instead of it using me. And then she goes on to say, really, she found this was like the magic elixir, the panacea in a way, to mine the gifts in all of her shadow traits. And she made a list of all her shadow traits and looked for the gifts in them. And if you know Norma Burton's work, that's what she does in her Journey to Completion work too. You spend a lot of time getting in touch with what are the gifts in these shadows. Because once we get it, then it's like the Wicked Witch of the West, right? Our shadows are like the Wicked Witch of the West. We fear them, we try to keep them at bay. But the minute we look it right in the eye and go, "You're nothing, I'm going to throw a little water on you," oh, what happens? Melts, right? And it doesn't mean that it goes away completely. It doesn't mean that it has to go away. You know, if your shadow is being a bitch, you can still be bitchy sometimes, but usually the power in it deflates enough that you don't find the need to act it out, just like it says in the book. So one of my shadows, show me your shadow. Let me shock you. Probably won't shock you because you probably already know my shadows, some of them. I was kind of forced into a very responsible role at a young age. Many of you know that I was a caretaker for my younger brother who was mentally handicapped, and I became a caretaker for him when I was about 7 years old. And until the time I was 12, I was caring for him as if, I were his other mother. I mean, my mom was still at home. My dad was still, he was working, but he was still with us. But I was doing a lot more parenting than a kid that age probably could or should do. And so I became ultra responsible. Plus, I was the oldest child, right? So tend to be A-types, uber achievers. So I was responsible, always got straight A's at school, always did my homework, always did the housework, always did what I was supposed to do, was the good little girl. Guess who I was drawn to as friends? My best friends growing up. Kind of wild and crazy people who liked to party and lie to their folks, and, it was nothing horrible. We weren't, killing anybody, but we were, I would hang out with them just so I could kind of feel their wild vibe, Why? Because it was resonating my own inner wild vibe that I wasn't letting out. Guess what? That wild vibe is coming out again. I went to a Valentine's Day ball, my friends. It's called the Exotic Erotic Valentine's Day Ball. Was anybody else there? Because there were a lot of masks happening. You were there, Kathy? Did we see each other there? I don't know. We may have. I wanted to bring a poster-sized picture of me, but I couldn't get it to print out. Anyway, I wore corset and fishnets and knee-high boots and a long red jacket open in the front to show all the goodies underneath. And I had the woman do a snake painting, a body paint thing of a snake, that she ended up wrapping it around my body, so it was very vixeny, very vixeny. And then I went outside with some friends and we took some semi-nasty photos on the streets of Ashland. And I went to post them on Facebook and I'm like, I don't know if I should do this. I'm a teacher. I teach children. I'm a minister. I stand up in front of people and talk about the spiritual life. Screw it. I am posting a few of these photos because this is a part of me. This is the shadow, right? The wild girl, the wild woman, fresh out of the shower. Now, that's kind of a nice shadow, maybe, a tame one, I guess you'd say, a tame shadow. What are some clues to your shadows? Recurring themes that come into your life that you see in people around you. Especially the things that really bug the crud out of you, right? So, anybody get an example of that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
I see it in my children all the time.
Kathy, tell me.
Judgment and the need to be right, which is totally me.
So they project, they're enacting judgment and the need to be right, and it ticks you off, and you know that it's about you and your own judgment and need to be right. Great example. Great example. So that's, the stuff that bugs us the most tends to be the thing we have disowned in ourselves. Again, the shadow is the person you'd rather not be, right? All right, so I want you to think, I'm going to sing a song. And during the song, you can pay attention to the song too, but I want you to let bubble up to the surface of your psyche the opposite, or the shadow side of that really great thing you thought of about yourself, that light side. If you flipped the coin, what would the shadow be of that thing? And if you can refine it to the place where it really kind of bugs you to hear it, like if somebody said that about you, you'd go, ouch, ooh, that's just a little, I don't want that to be really about me. Then that's probably a good acid test that you're on the right track to finding your shadow, okay? So let that bubble to the surface as I do this song. This is a song I wrote, and actually Richard helped me record it on my CD. And boy, I need to hear it again and again and again. So it's good medicine for me. I hope it's good medicine for you. Lord, I've been dreaming of the great things I will do. Oh, of safety, leaving my comfort zone. We're leaving our comfort zone. Yeah, we're giving up safety. We're leaving our comfort zone. Oh, we're gonna call up our courage now. Time to make our life our own. Lord, I've been dreaming about the great things I will do. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to invite you to leave your comfort zone right now. I've modeled it a little bit. Wore the bare face. Shocked you a little. Show me your shadow. Show me your shadow. I want you to show your shadow if you're feeling brave. So what I want you to do, I'm going to share my little yummy raspberry scarf with those who aren't get brave. Okay? Ooh, see, I got a volunteer already. So I want you to come up here. One sec, I'll explain and I'll call you, okay? We'll start with Ajane, and then whoever else wants to come up and get a little blessing from the raspberry scarf, okay? A little juicy juju. And I want you to share what's on that shadow side of that card in your mind. And I want you to put it in these terms. I can be, or I can, whatever, however it fits, grammar-wise. But I want you to use the words I can, because that has two connotations. One is, I am able to be this, and it's okay. The other is, I can be that. Most of the time I'm not, but I can be. So we're not saying I am this all the time. We're not making a declarative statement saying this is what I wish to be, I am this. But I can be, okay? And what we're going to do then is we're going to applaud for them. Cheer and applaud as if they just won the Oscar, okay? And then you're going to say, thank you. And feel the blessing of the raspberry scarf. Okay? The yummy raspberry. All right, so you want to start? Come on up. Come over here to this mic. Sure, say the good part too.
I can be compassionate.
Is this on, Alan?
Oh, sorry.
Yay.
Okay.
Did you hear me? Say it again.
I can be compassionate. I can be resentful.
Ooh, resentful. She's putting a streak in her hair this color. Perfect. See? It's just an affirmation you're on the right track. All right. Way to go. All right. Come on up, Anne-Marie. Got a microphone right here. Tell us-
Today's my birthday, and I can be whatever I want to be.
Right on.
And I can be healthy, and I can be young, and I can be vibrant, and I cannot be afraid of growing older.
Okay, but what's your shadow of healthy, young, and vibrant? What's the shadow?
Fear of growing older. And
So
having
I
that taken
can
away.
be growing older.
I can be growing older.
Yay! I can be afraid of growing older. It's so freeing to say that. Alex, come on up. Feel free to grab this and award yourself however you want while you're up here, by the way. Okay.
I am a joyful, loving person.
Aw. Yes, you are.
I can be a controlling bitch.
Absolutely. Who's next? Come on up, Donna. I can be this loving, expansive, I love the world person, and I can be the most righteous, arrogant, resentful awful, judgmental person. Excellent. That felt good, she said. Arlene. Feels good, doesn't it? Liberating.
I can tell the truth all the time, and I can lie better than anybody else.
Come on, Jack. Jack was my muse for this talk, by the way. Yeah,
I am so compassionate so much of the time. It's like I kind of hang out there in the sticky world of compassion. And I can be such a selfish asshole.
How's it feel?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Being an asshole never felt so good. Boy, I hope those of you watching on the internet just know this is a very strange service today, so watch some other ones too. Okay. Anybody else? Come on, Donna. Come on, Donna. You can do it.
What? I just watched Marshall Rosenberg, what's his name? Rosenberg's communication, what's it called?
Nonviolent
communication.
Nonviolent
yesterday.
communication.
And I realized that even though I can be humorous and a good communicator, boy, can I be arrogant, self-righteous, judgmental, and passive-aggressive. And I'm proud of it.
Way to be shadowy, girl. Come on up, come on up, we got time. Come on up. So freeing, I just heard somebody say.
I can be so spiritually evolving. I can be so judgmental.
Yay! Yeah. Come on. Joy. Joy is so afraid. Come here. Look, nothing happened to anybody else. Go ahead.
I create a lot of colorful, beautiful things that people love and love to see, and I can really hurt people with my words, and I can be really mean.
Very courageous. Yay! And we're still here. Yay! Good job. Yes, come on up. How many of you, like me, can relate to almost all of these? Right? So we all have these shadow aspects, right? And if somebody says it out loud, it's you're liberating the whole room and yourself. Go ahead, Alma. Oh, she wants it right away. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I want it right away.
You want it right away.
I take a lot of risks and be courageous and do things that people applaud me for that I just did. But then there's this other side that I'm a helpless victim.
Good. Come on up, Ariel. By the way, if you're new to our service, we run a little longer than an hour. That's normal, so, just hang out with us. It's really fun. All right.
So I'm a woman who can really get things done, and I'm focused. On the other side, I can be a controlling, tight-ass bitch who has to get her own way.
Anybody else? Come on up.
I don't know what all I'm going to cover here.
Just choose one or two.
Gosh, I could be really entertaining and funny and happy and sober and clear and shamanic and directed, focused. And sometimes, and other times, I could be just drugged out, asshole, criminal, just rude and mean and arrogant, irritate the oldest woman on earth kind of person.
His scarf is It's imbued with a lot of stuff. I'm liking it. All right. Any last ones? You want to come up? Roy, come on up.
I can be a humorous joker, and I can be very sarcastic.
I can be ultra responsible. And I can let things go to the point where it's a detriment to other people's lives. Woo! Now, we've been having fun with this, and it's been great, lighthearted fun. And I want us to get just serious just for a little bit. Because I want us to think about some of the harder shadows, some of the really ones we really judge, like murder. How many of you were appalled, indignant about the killings in Colorado and Connecticut of late? Just hurt your heart, feeling somewhat judgmental about that, some of us. But how many of us in this room are killers? Okay, let's get tame about it first. How many of you have killed weeds ever in your life? How many of you killed an insect in your life? How many of you would like to kill corporations? How many of you want to kill GMOs? How many of you have had to or have chosen to kill an animal in your life? Brings up some pain, I know. Okay, so most of us had our hand go up at least once. So on some level, we're all killers too. And it's hard to admit, and it's hard to equate. Yeah, but Laura, that's different. Yeah, it's different, and it's not. So, what's our recipe? Our recipe is to not throw stones when we live in glass houses. Our recipe is to take whatever we see out there and love it, love the person, love the soul, love the being that is perfect, even though we might not choose to enjoy the behavior or condone the behavior. And when we get triggered into feeling indignant like we did about those killings, to say, what is that about me that I can still clear and claim and find the gift in? If a wild animal is attacking somebody you love, would it be a good thing for you to possibly be a killer in that instance? Maybe. So there's always a gift in every shadow. There's always a possible gift in there. And I just invite you to celebrate. Celebrate. Don't get too serious. Boy, I just brought us down, didn't I? Woo! Come on, let's get it back up here. Show me the shadow. Right on. Show me the shadow. Jung said, we are obliged to struggle with evil, confront the shadow, to integrate the devil. There is no other choice. That's according to Carl. He also said, I'd rather be whole than good. Say that with me. I'd rather be whole than good. How many of you feel that way?
Yeah.
I'd rather be whole than good.
Or bad.
Or bad. Or bad. I'd rather be juicy than plain.
Yes.
I'd rather be juicy than plain.
I'd rather be alive than perfect. I'd rather be one among all of them than better than all of them. So, there's really nothing to do. One of my spiritual teachers, Chris Saline, always says, do nothing, rest in God. Do nothing, rest in God. Do nothing, rest in God. And yet I think we can be certain things that will help us on this journey. We can be more aware of our shadows. So when that resistance comes up or that judgment, we can be aware there's a shadow thing going on. We can mine the gifts. We can see that and be that, own it. And above all, we can be loving to ourselves, just the way we are. So I want to offer this song. Many of you know it, and if you know it, feel free to sing. I'm going to put a prayer treatment about 3/4 of the way through the song, so just tune in. You'll hear that. And I want to get the words right, so I'm going to put this right here. All right. So sink into your heart space. Embrace all of you. Mentally look at that card that you wrote your light side on, and then you flipped it over and wrote your dark side on. And put that card figuratively over your heart. And send heart energy through it, loving all of it. Loving all of it. I love myself the way I am. There's nothing that needs to change. I'll always be the perfect me. There's nothing to rearrange. I'm beautiful and capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. I love to hear you sing this with me. I love you the way you are. There's nothing you need to do. When I feel the love inside myself, it's easy to love you. Behind your fears, your rage and tears, I see your shining star. And I love you just the way you are. I love the world. I love the world the way it is, 'cause I can clearly see that all the things I judge are done by people just like me. So till the birth of peace on earth that love can only bring, I'll help it grow by loving everything. I invite you to close your eyes. And I want to express great gratitude to our Mother, Father, God, or the universal creative force, whatever you want to call it. Great gratitude for this time of communion today, for this time to explore and own and claim and declare our shadow sides, and to rest in the knowingness and the peace, knowing that we are still loved, we're still here. And in fact, we are more of ourselves because we are more aware of our wholeness. We were created as human beings in this form. Yes, we have a spiritual component. Yes, we have great, great light and love to shine in the world, and we do that. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing that we bring and we experience. And we have our warts and our faults and our things that look ugly. And we can know that really, truly, there is no ugly. That it's all part of the whole. It's all part of the one. The one that is us, and the one that is the collective us. so we can rest in this peace, in this freedom, in this sense of being fully alive, and feel that great joy of that life force moving through us in all its facets, all its expressions, all its colors, good, bad, up, down, sideways, forward, back. And we can move forward through this life with great confidence that no matter how we show up, we are enough, we are loved, and we are loved just the way we are. I love myself the way I am, and still I want to grow. But change outside